wrist rests against my knee as we wait for the show to start. Theater lights dimming to a soft twilight that turns strangers into silhouettes and our doubts into background noise. Shared heartbeat, and in that humming half darkness I become obsessed with the tiny pulse beating beneath your skin, the quiet insistence that you are here, real and possibly close. Each throb a message in a language my mouth has been too scared to learn, so my fingers hover shapes just shy of your touch until the first note from the stage snaps the room into silence, and courage finally sneaks past my fear, sending my hand drifting those last few millimeters, landing gently over your pulse, feeling it stutter then race as your fingers curl around mine, our joint hands becoming their own secret rhythm, louder in my chest than the swelling music. And when the chorus explodes in color and light, you lean in almost absently, as if this were the most natural thing in the world, your lips finding mine in a slow, astonished kiss that turns every echo in your pulse into a symphony I never want to stop hearing. You move through the crowded room like a secret constellation, pulling my attention out of its careful hiding places. Every glance, the small eclipse, every laugh bending the atmosphere around you, and I feel myself drifting from my safe predictable orbit. No calculations, no maps, only the quiet certainty that my path is curving toward yours, slow and unstoppable, as if the universe has been rehearsing this collision in the dark for lifetimes, waiting for the instance our orbits finally intersect, the moment my hand finds in the static between our fingers lights a We trace invisible roots on the back of napkins, drawing futures like paper planes we promise to throw when the sky finally opens. When fear gets tired of guarding the door between maybe and yes, the city still half asleep outside the window, traffic humming like a memory under the quiet clink of cups. And somewhere between your stories and my shy confessions, the night folds itself away, leaving us stranded in this tender early light, too awake to pretend we are only friends. Friends too drowsy to armor our feelings with jokes, the distance across this cafe table shrinking with every unfinished sentence, every shared silence where our eyes linger too long, rehearsing an answer neither of us has asked for yet, until your hand brushes mine and the world tilts softly, our plans and defenses sliding to the floor like careless sketches, leaving only the raw blueprint of wanting to late-night architects of a fragile tomorrow, sealing the design with a hesitant, hopeful, trembling kiss, tasting of coffee and unslept hours, a promise folded into something that might actually fly when we finally step outside together.
We talk about the past like a box of fading photographs, edges curl, colors bleeding into nostalgia. But tonight everything feels like it is developing in reverse, moments starting as ghosts and sharpening into clarity. The longer I look at you, the way your eyes crinkle when you are trying not to smile too wide, the nervous way you twist your sleeve when you are about to say something real, the tiny pause before you speak my name, like it might change everything. And suddenly I wanna take a picture of this exact second, not for the image, but for the invisibium and beneath it, the quiet tension between what we were and what we might be, framed by the soft hum of the fridge and the street noise seeping through the window. And before the future can scare me back into safety, colors blooming. Where I thought only grayscale remained, proof that we are still developing, still capable of new light, even after all the years we spent pretending our story had already been fully captured. The clock insists it is far past reasonable hours, numbers glowing accusingly on the wall, while we sit cross-legged on the kitchen tiles, drinking lukewarm tea from mismatched mugs, because going home feels like admitting this night should end. And neither of us is ready to release the fragile magic humming between the cracks of every sentence, of every shared memory that lands softer than it should. Your knees brushing mine as if by accident, too many times to be believable. The overhead light buzzing a tired halo above your head, while the rest of the apartment sinks into shadow. And somewhere between your story about the worst day you ever survived and my confession about the first time I realized I wanted you, the air changes thin, sweetens a new dawn, ghosting the edges of our familiar world. And I realize the sun will rise soon on a reality I cannot bear to meet without knowing how you taste. So I lean forward, tea forgotten, hand shaking just enough to make it honest, and your breath catches, but you do not move away. Instead you meet me halfway, our mouths colliding in a soft, stunned, lingering kiss that feels less like an ending and more like the first light after midnight, quiet and terrified, and beautifully, irreversibly ours.
Rooftops turn into secret kingdoms when the city's noise falls below a certain volume, and the sky remembers to blush, and the windows are across from
zigzag chorus for we lie on the floor, surrounded by abandoned blankets and careless constellations of snacks and tangled headphones. Some movie playing on mute because we stopped pretending to watch it an hour ago. The light from the screen flickering soft blue shadows over your face as you talk about nothing and everything about childhood ghosts and secret ambitions and how scary it is to be truly seen. And somewhere between your shrug and my answer, the room tilts, the familiar world loosening its grip, gravity deciding to move more gently, pulling us together in slow motion, giving my courage time to catch up with my longing to stretch across the narrow distance between our shoulders, to let my fingers skim the back of your hand, waiting for a flinch that never comes. Only that small inhale you do when you are surprised and hopeful at once, and in that borrowed second I turn toward you, clumsy but sincere, our foreheads nearly colliding before we laugh into each other's mouths, the sound dissolving into a long quiet kiss that tastes like relief and late night honesty and a future we are just beginning to imagine, frame by frame, heart by heart, breath by shared breath. Rain turns the pavement into a silver river, each streetlight painting floating halos we wander through like hesitant saints. Shoes-soaked jackets thin, your laughter fogging the chilled midnight air as cars hiss by in the distance, and still we walk slower than the weather, as if dragging time out is the only way to stay inside this fragile miracle of almost saying what we mean. Shoulders brushing, fingers occasionally colliding, then retreating, rehearsing bravery in the space between our hands until a sudden pushes us under the same flickering pool of light, close enough that I see tired galaxies hiding behind your smile, and the wind steals my words, leaving only the shaking breath, the stupidly loud heartbeat, this impossible desire. turning every future storm into a doorway back to this trembling, golden streetlit moment. I feel the air shimmer in the narrow space between our mouths, a fragile universe, trembling on the edge of choosing a direction, every heartbeat counting down to the moment when courage finally outruns doubt, when gravity stops pretending it is only about falling. Before contact, that thin bright line between almost and already, where fear feels smaller than the shape of your hands reaching, where all my careful stories fall apart and rebuild around the memory of how it felt when nothing else existed, when the night held its breath with us, when every lonely street we ever walked rerouted here to this shared secret, this slow unhurried meeting of two uncertain travelers agreeing without speaking that whatever comes after will trace itself outward from the first.